Hello and welcome to the Art of Storytelling. I'm Dheeraj Bose, and in this video, I'm going to share 3 methods which you can use whenever you are in an impromptu speaking situation. You could be in a family function, a social gathering, or even in a professional scenario when you're suddenly asked to speak on a subject for which you're least prepared. Now, no one has any actual control of how our brains respond in such a situation and what sort of information it will be able to produce at that point of time. But the question is, how do you put up a good show with whatever is available to you at that point of time? Well, learning these 3 techniques should help you. These are nothing but techniques which normal people like you and me use in real life situations to put up a good show. All that we're doing in this video is presenting them to you in 3 clear-cut templates so that the next time you're in such a situation, you will have better clarity of what path you should choose based on the information that is available to you at that point of time. So let's get started. We'll get started with a few practical tips. Whenever you are in such a situation, you need some time before you can start speaking. This is time to think. And while you're thinking of what to say, you can buy time by maybe repeating the subject. Now let's, at this point of time, set a subject based on which we will run the rest of this program. One subject, your favorite historical personality. Now this is a subject I was faced with a couple of weeks back in one of our own storytelling sessions. And we'll take this subject, one subject for all 3 methods. Get it? One subject and 3 different ways of handling it. So what else can you do to buy time? You can have a thoughtful and appreciative look when you're faced with the question. You can give a bright smile, a nod of the head, and you could sit back and take a deep breath, or you could try all of the above. This is good enough to buy you maybe a few seconds, 10, 15, or 20 seconds, which might seem small, but it's very important. It buys you enough time to get you thinking. You need that much time before you can start speaking. But start speaking, you have to. And if when you have started speaking, you still don't have enough ammunition to get into it, then you can start with slowing down your rate of speech. When you're speaking slower, then you're thinking faster than you're speaking. It still gives you a lot of time to buy, it still gives you an opportunity to buy a lot of time and think while you're speaking. But then you get into the first technique. Let's get into the first technique. The first impromptu speaking template. Now, this is the one that is the most ideal and the one you should try every time, at least 80-90% of the time, to stick to this particular format. It is known as the PREP. PREP stands for P stands for point, R for reason, E for explanation or example or a story. Here's where the story comes in. This is the section which carries the more weight. Whatever you say has to be backed by example, ideally in story. And you end with the point, reiterating the point, repeating the point. Now let's go with the example that we set. Your favorite, this topic which we chose, your favorite historical personality. Now let's take it as an example, Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi is the point. That's the person that we've chosen. Reason, what could be the reason? If I were there, if it was up to me, I would say he is the person who introduced a whole new way of agitation or protesting, which the world follows today, a peaceful protest. It is accepted by most democratic and even the not-so-democratic countries around the world. Example, I would give the example of, say, the Dandi March. The Dandi March, or what is popularly also known as the Salt March, is something that catapulted the non-violent agitation method throughout the world, not only in this country, but throughout the world. It was done in protest of the infamous salt tax, which the British had levied on Indians. They had monopolized on the salt trade and the distribution also, the manufacturing and distribution, and levied so heavy taxes that most Indians were not even able to buy salt. They could not afford to buy salt. So Mahatma Gandhi led this agitation somewhere in the early 30s, in 1930, if I'm not wrong. And with the Dandi March, after the successful completion of the Dandi March, it became a nationwide movement, a non-cooperation movement, which went on for over a year, despite the fact that Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and over 60-70,000 people were jailed throughout the country. Finally, the British, under the pressure, had to finally release these 2 leaders and sit with the Indian National Congress to negotiate with them, giving a lot of strength to the non-cooperation or the non-violent movement, and finally paving way for India's freedom eventually. So that is one of the reasons I think Mahatma Gandhi should be one of my favorite historical personalities. I'm closing with this point, reiterating the point. So this is one method, the simplest possible method, easiest to follow, and which you should try and use every possible time. Prep, point, reason, example, or the story, and the point to finish it off again. But there could be, like I said in the beginning of the session, that we never know how our brains respond and what sort of information they'll be able to produce at that particular point of time. You may, in another circumstance, have half a dozen historical names with you, but no story. So what do you do then? Story, it has to be. Our ideas, our opinions, and our emotions hold very little weight unless they are backed by a powerful example or a story. Simple opinions do not matter. So a story, it has to be, and you have to get into it with a story. Now, if I don't have a story, what do? I do all the buying time, smiling, appreciative nod, and speaking slowly. Now I have gotten to the talk, but still no story. What do? I could do this. What is this? Take a second to identify what this picture is. Yes, it is the pendulum. And what does a pendulum do? It swings from one point to another. That is what you could possibly do. You could switch between different personalities. You're talking about a Mahatma Gandhi on one side. There are so many others like Bhagat Singh and Chandrasekhar Azad or Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, who were very different. So you could possibly bring up the difference between these different personalities and create a story on the run. Like I would go maybe saying that Mahatma Gandhi chose the non-violent way, whereas people like these, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, or Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, believed that the fire could only be fought with fire. So then they went on a different path. It is famously known that Subhash Chandra Bose and Mahatma Gandhi never got along well together. In fact, Netaji Bose resigned from the position of the president of the Indian National Congress simply because of these differences, and then went on to found or raise the Indian National Army. So that was the difference between the two. Netaji's famous call was "Tum mujhe khoon do, main tumhe azadi dunga," which effectively means that be ready to shed your blood for me and I will give you freedom. But in my personal opinion, I really feel that more people gave more blood to Mahatma Gandhi's non-violent agitation than anybody ever spilled for the Indian National Army. So eventually, his theory was that if we fight an armed war against the British, we were bound to lose. So losing was inevitable according to Mahatma. And what he did was eventually convert the inevitable into a virtue. So if blood had to be spilt, then he made it as USP. And that is why I personally feel that maybe his path was a more sensible path. But if I have to choose between all these personalities, I would settle for giving a salute to all of them. And that's about it. Thank you so much. This is another path you could choose. Swing between the two, take no decision or one decision, but you create a story out of differences between the two. So there was no real story here, but still you could come up with information and opinions which make it an engaging and an interesting talk. So this is method number 2. There is a third scenario now. This is something that actually happened to me now. Like I told you, this was a topic which I faced a few weeks back. And at that time, I could think of nothing. There are dozens of historical personalities coming into my mind, besides all of the ones I mentioned, and many more, but no story. I simply could not get into a story. I could not find or recall a story. So I did the works, buying time, everything that it takes, smiling, nodding, and then starting to speak slowly. I did exactly what I just displayed for this particular template. I started speaking slowly about the different personalities. And while I was speaking, while I was still thinking hard, the word history triggered a particular memory or information that popped up in my mind. And that's what I did. I did this. What does this picture indicate? It's building a bridge. Yes, you're right. It's building a bridge. So what I did was take that bit of information which popped up in my mind at that time, and I built a bridge from this topic, which was my favorite personality, to history. This was a bit of history that I had read about recently, and I excused myself from speaking about favorite personalities, but instead I spoke about this part of history which most people are not aware of. That's exactly what I did. I started speaking about there are numerous personalities which I really look up to: Mahatma Gandhi, Chandrasekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. But since we are talking about history, I'd like to share a particular information, something a bit about history which most people don't know. This is a chapter of our history which is missing from most history books. The British did this on deliberately. Our education system is something that was devised by the British while they were still ruling in India, and that's something we still follow. The way they designed it, that if you read the history books, it was the Mughal era followed directly by the British era, switching into the British era. There is no mention of anything in between, whereas this is not a fact. For a good 100 years between the Mughal and the British era, there was a period of between the 17th and 18th century where the Maratha ruled most of what is modern day India today, right from Tamil Nadu, Tanjavur in Tamil Nadu to Delhi in the north. The entire region in between was ruled by the Maratha Confederation. Places like Tanjavur, Pune, Indore, Gwalior, Baroda, Delhi, these were all places which were the power centers of the Maratha Empire. And this is something that was deliberately done by the British. Now, when I read this article, I was not 100% convinced. Then I took the trouble of going deep into the history, which is available on platforms like Google. And I found that there is a lot of truth in this. Maybe you should do it yourself. This is something you must know. And that is how I ended my talk. So what did I do? I built a bridge. I built a bridge to another relevant topic. It was history, yes, but I did not answer the question. I did not speak on the subject that I was given, the favorite historical personality, but I built a bridge to a relevant topic. So this is something which you can do, and it worked very well that day, just for your information. People really liked this bit of history, and there was a lot of discussion even after the session was over on this particular topic. So these are 3 things you can try. These are things that normal people do to put up a good show. You could try it. If you think this video was useful, then do hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that it encourages us to produce more informative videos like this. If you have a place where you could try out these templates, then I'd really like to know about how you did using them. You can write a comment in the comment section later. And if you don't have a place where you can practice what you just learned, then you can go down to the description section and find a link to our website. Please register on our website and we'll send you an invitation to join our next weekly storytelling session where you will get an opportunity to practice what you just learned. So thank you for listening to me and look forward to hearing from you.